Hare Krishna. So we'll continue from reading some more nectar from Anuvṛtti commentaries by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Sarasvatī Goswāmī Prabhupāda. Niyamagraha. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Sarasvatī Goswāmī says that to accept the rules of Jnana Shastras in order to obtain liberation is called agraha, or over jealousness. Who jealous or what? You want to merge with God. This is jealousness. So this is attachment for rules outlined in scripture promoting pragmatism, practical as opposed to idealistic result, with a desire for sensual enjoyment, both in this world and the next, is known as niyamagraha. What is it? Pragmatic means practical. Come on, give me some result. Means materialistic offerings. Means heavenly planets, any material result, instant offering. Want immediately some material benefit asking for. So this is also not accepted. Establishment of certain rules or conduct appropriate for one's own status in order to achieve immediate happiness, as advocated by the utilitarians or those who promote the greatest happiness for the greatest number, is also known as niyamagraha. So that again the point is emphasized that people who want to establish their own status, increase their own prestige, all these small rules which will promote the self, or even those who promote great happiness for the greatest number of people in the name of, I'll do good for our country, I'll do good for our society, all these things come into the category of niyamagraha. To remain indifferent to the rules that prescribe for the attainment of bhakti is known as niyama agraha. This is the problem, neglecting rising early morning, neglecting chanting, neglecting participating in kirtans, any rules which will make us advance. If we avoid it, that is a problem. That also issue. Now, such persons are so audacious that they try to pass off this detestable vatanas and depravity as most sacred and elevated part of spontaneous devotion. Now, vatanas means lustful, mischievous, malicious, undisciplined. So what is the Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur speaking here? Here this one. Such persons are so audacious that they try to pass off even their detestable vatanas and depravity as the most sacred and elevated part of spontaneous devotion. These rascal sahajias who enjoy women in the name of spiritual, So look how he said. They are so audacious, they talk so much, they are advocating it. This is real bhakti. And then so many bad things are there that he will ask disciples to send their wives and daughters for us lila, and horrible things were done in the name of bhakti. So these detestable lustfulness, mischievous things and depravity, because he was deprived of any bhakti, he is advocating this is real bhakti. And the most sacred and elevated part of spontaneous devotion. We are on higher level of bhakti. That rules, regulations, this is for the neophytes. Now we can associate with women on this level, we can associate with young girls on this level because we are on spontaneous level. I see these young girls as gopis, I don't see them as objects of sense gratification. So these are all cheatings, and it has happened. It has happened. Remember Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura and that so-called Vishnu avatar, Keshav, what is that? Yeah. Okay. In Hari Bhakti Vilas, the disposition of such person has been explained following words: Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidim Vina Aikantiki Hare Bhakti Utpattayava Kalpate. Means that, okay, why not read the translation? Although engaged in single-minded devotion to Lord Hari, if one transgresses the regulations mentioned in Shruti, Smriti, Puranas and Narada Pancharatra, great misgivings, anarthas are produced. So they present something else in the name of bhakti or in the name of devotion and then just use it for material sense gratification. Okay, so here there was a quote from Srila Prabhupada here. And without hearing and following the instructions, the show of devotional service became worthless, and therefore a sort of disturbance in path of devotional service. Unless therefore devotional service is established on principle of Shruti, Smriti, Purana and Pancharatra authorities, the make show of devotional service should at once be rejected. An unauthorized devotee should never be recognized as a pure devotee. So this is the warning, that you can't introduce some new way of bhakti in the name of preaching, or some, invent so many things which will pollute bhakti, which is not based on Shastra and this and that. And there is a danger. There is a danger in society because mind is restless and people want to invent so many things in the name of bhakti. And it's not good. Somebody has idea, why we don't do some social work? Like open hospitals, schools, feed the poor. Then society will have good opinion about us. But they will have good opinion about us for wrong reason. They will not say, oh, these are great devotees of Krishna. They can tell us what is the goal of life. They will say, these are good social workers. But we are not social workers as you see them. We are social workers, we are soul workers. So you see, you become popular for wrong reason. We were just advised by the CSR committee, Corporate Social Responsibilities, that you can get so much money, we can get so much money from corporate society because they have to spend some percentage of their income to the social development. So why people don't start hospitals and schools? And you can't keep money for temple, you cannot use it for preaching, you cannot use it for anything because that has to be used for that activity. But locals will like you. They will say, look, these people are doing something for us, not only for the temple. I thought, my goodness, we don't want the people say this, that we are doing something else than worshipping Krishna. So they think that to please public, we should do this, introduce new things. But this was not done by Acharya. Prabhupada didn't do it. Prabhupada got so many offers to open hospitals and he could get good PR, good opinion of public, good relation with government. Government will be encouraged and everybody will support him. But he refused. So now you are introducing something new. And what will people understand? They will see material aspect of it. They will not see spiritual aspect of it. And by the way, where is the spiritual aspect of it? Okay, so here, in Anuvṛtti continues. Now Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur quotes Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Kalyana Kalpataru songs dedicated to mind. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is talking to his mind. Of course, he is talking to our mind. He is pure devotee, his mind is very pure. But he is talking to our mind, pretending that he is talking to his own mind. My dear mind, what have you done? You have found the fault of narrow-mindedness upon the pure Vaishnava Sampradaya. Now mind is criticized. You are people fanatics. Relax a little bit. Come on, what's the problem? Little chocolate, little biscuit, little... Relax a little. Why you are so intense? Fanatics. Simply fanatic. No? You ever heard this? Crazy mind. Given up wearing Vaishnava tilak markings and neck beads, tulasi mala, and put aside your chanting beads. What is use of wearing tilak? Simply by putting tilak one becomes devotee? Of course, no. But you tell me how by not putting tilak one becomes devotee. But mind, we heard these arguments, no? Why you are wearing tilak? So by tilak you go home back to God? Where is that in Shastra? Well, tilak is a holy clay from the sacred lake that also purifies. May take time to, just by putting tilak on, go home back to God. But is it not symbol of Vishnu? Is it not symbol of Sampradaya? Is it not that we are declaring servants of Lord? No? So mind has excuse. I can chant within my mind. So what need is there of beads? No? That's real chanting, no? You are chanting aloud and you are thinking something else. But I chant in mind. Yeah, but what you chant? Yeah? One's diet has nothing to do with one bhajan. I worship Krishna. But what you eat, that nothing. And we are not this body. So whatever goes in, that is not important. What comes out, that is important. Huh? What a mind can make such amazing arguments. This is unbelievable. Huh? We heard this one also. Doesn't matter what you eat. Diet is not important. What's important is that you do your bhajan, worship Krishna. So, don't think that you have to give up eating meat, fish or eggs. Don't think you must stop drinking wine or tea and taking intoxicants as pan, tobacco, marijuana, hemp or opium. No need to give up all these things. Shastra say you chant Hare Krishna. Where Bhagavad Gita says, stop drinking chai and coffee? Show me the shlok. What are arguments of mine? Okay. You have cast aside the need for taking initiation. No need diksha. Holy name is enough. Who said? Prabhupada said. I'll show you the quote. But by taking diksha, Guru helps one to come across the anartha nivritti. And Krishna says, you come to me through Guru. No, not directly. And without Guru's mercy, how you can develop bhakti? How is it possible? You chant Hare Krishna without Guru, and that Hare Krishna chanting will purify you to the platform of understanding. I need a Guru, I need to surrender. That is the process. And now finally, you no need diksha. You have begun to refer to yourself as an incarnation. And we had that one also. We had one devotee who was disciple of Harikesh Swami, Devendra Dargaha, his initiated name was there. When I joined temple, he was our cook, looking very, how you say, look very confident when you see him that he is a good cook. Okay, then what happened? He always had some funny ideas. In his lecture he would tell, why Krishna is giving to karmis money, why not giving to devotees? What's wrong to go to heaven? And there, all devatas are there, these all devotees, you can chant there. He had these material desires. Finally, when his guru left, then he thought, okay, now I'll become guru. He started initiating and he married one of his disciples. And he given her name Lakshmi, something like that. And then he declared himself incarnation of Prema, Gopal Prema avatar. And still he is running. His few followers are still there. Maybe 2 or 3. Yeah. No, there were 7. But they had quarrel, they split the parties. Amazing, no? We've seen this. You can't believe, just normal devotee from the ashram. He could just get married and become peaceful, Now he declared himself avatar and this, that, And then he started commenting on Vaishnavacharyas. We met, because we were together in ashram for 1 year. We were serving together. So when we met him, just on the street we bump into him. Hey Gokul, where are you? I say, I'm in India. What are you doing? Are you talking to Krishna? I said, not yet. Oh, we are all talking to Krishna. He turned to his 2 disciples, correct? Every day we talk to Krishna. I said, yeah, you are very advanced. But we follow Goswāmī's. He Rādhā Vraja Kechalati, He Nanda Suno Kutaha. Goswāmī's mood is not I talk to Krishna. Mood is always in separation. So I serve in separation, you talk to Krishna. I was playing today ping pong, table tennis with Krishna, he said. I said, perhaps you've seen some ghost. Then immediately 2 disciples attacked me. Why you are offending our guru? He is prema avatar. I said, well, he has some prema, which is kama. But you can't just, no acharyas teach this. You come and play tennis. Not only tennis, basketball also. Why? Where you hear this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is playing basketball with Krishna. Not only with Krishna, one disciple said, with Jesus also. Jesus is tall, so it's good for basketball. So I said, you're hallucinating, man. You're completely bewildered, you know. You are envious on me. You are contaminated with jnana. That is, they attack me, you know. So I say, anyway, in time of death it will be seen who will go where, you know. It's like that. Then I say, you are simply offending, you know. You are not following. I say, you are not following acharyas. You are not following the mode of acharya. You are introducing something new. Shruti, Smriti, Purana. You are discarding all teachings of acharya. You are talking to Krishna. You are playing basketball with Krishna. Nonsense. Who will believe in this? He said, what acharyas? I said, what acharyas? Prabhupada is there. Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur is there. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is there. Bhaktivinoda Thakur? My disciples are writing better songs than Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I say, okay, that's the last one I hear from you, offender, you know. I just say, you men, you are finished. You're going to have heavy reaction for this, you know. Simply you are envious. Let's go. And 3 of them, they left demonstratively. I left. What they left? I left, Baba. I don't want to hear this, you know. And this is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur described in this song. He stopped tilak wearing, he stopped chanting. On his level, no need to chant. What I'm going to chant? You are calling Krishna. I'm talking to Krishna. I'm playing tennis with Krishna, Baba. You know? And some people were, you know, some people were following him. So I told, I didn't know. I told that, ask them, ask my followers. I said, what I'm going to ask your followers? They're looking like they just came down from the heroin, you know. They are not looking normal people, you know. And I didn't know. Actually, boy was just down from the heroin, you know. Later on, devotees told me that that boy was junkie. He was drug addicted. I just told like I didn't know. And then boy immediately looked at the floor. He became shy, you know. He said, these are your followers. People who can't think clear head, you know. Who will follow you? You know? But it happened. It happened in ISKCON. Fellow declared himself incarnation. You know. Gopal Prem. If you type on internet, maybe you will still find some photos of his ecstasies. All right, next. Dear mind, you are criticizing opinions of previous great personalities, Mahajanas and Acharyas on the path of bhakti, considering them to be mistaken. Some cunning person put on tilak and tulsi mala and cheat others. Okay, we have some people who cheat in the name of bhakti. We had one fellow called Badrinath who stolen some money pretending to be devotee. But because one man was cheater, you avoid association with anyone who wears tilak and mala, consider them all to be cheaters. No, one fellow was cheater, now everyone is cheater. That is not good to conclude like this. Simply excuses made by mind not to surrender. These are all set of excuses that you justify. Every time somebody doesn't want to surrender, when he leaves temple, he criticizes temple. They are like this. Gokul is Hitler. This one is like this. Chitra is just pushing for service. They are not giving you time to read. They are not giving you time to chant. They are just exploiting service. This is labor camp. This temple is labor camp. But what is it? Why you left? Because we push you to do some service for Krishna and you didn't want. Your mind didn't want it. So now mind made so many excuses, reasons. No, when you leave, you're not going to admit, it's my fault. Everyone else is wrong. Why you left, Prabhuji? Politics. He created all the politics. Politics. They are not recognizing. They are not recognizing me. Is that why you joined? To be recognized? Maya is recognizing. Look, Maya recognized you. You see, and they will tell the story. Everybody who left temple, he has some story to tell. Justification. Why ISKCON is bad, why devotees are bad, why the satsanga is bad. Correct? Very few people say, sorry Prabhu, I can't follow this. We had one fellow who said, Prabhuji, this 4 principle is too much for me. I'll come after some time. Okay, what can be done? Please be honest. Conclusion. But my dear brother mine, please consider what you have gained by this. You have given up gold for ashes. Your present life and the next have both been utterly ruined. You address everyone as a hypocrite, knave and cheater, but you have failed to attain Bhagavad Bhakti. What will be your fate at the time of death? See that? You may say, ISKCON is like this. Definitely we have so many faults. We are not pure devotees. We are on the path. Definitely you'll find faults. But I'll tell you, so many faults. But this is the best satsanga we have. This is the best place to serve Krishna. This is the best place for Harikatha. This is the best place to get purified in advance. Do you have anything better? Karmis are better? Meat eaters are better? Materialistic people are better? Mayavadis are better? One devotee went to Mayavad. He took Mayavad sannyas. Why? I asked him, why did you do that? I didn't like ISKCON criticize this welfare work so much. In my Swamiji's ashram, we encourage welfare work. So I feel very comfortable. He took Mayavad sannyas. My goodness. You knew that? He's in Kerala. Sannyasi. His name was Gornitai Das. Now I don't know, some Ananda must be. Just see. No? What did he gain? Did he develop prema bhakti? He had concept what should be sadhu from his cultural background. Sadhu, they should be peaceful, they should not quarrel, they should not go collect money around, they should depend on God. He had a good idea. But sadhu, the Prabhupada teaches to be sadhu, to surrender, to push, to preach, to bring others, to build temples, to print the books, to sell the books, that he couldn't understand. He couldn't understand how is this welfare for others. Welfare remained what mother and grandmother told him. Welfare means feed the poor, be good, don't quarrel, don't ask for money. No? That type of idealistic sadhu imagined by the local people here. Okay. You utter the words prema, prema, but what good will it avail? Simply you may talk, Radhe Radhe, prema, prema. Prema is rare and priceless jewel. You will have to undertake arousal sadhana. Arousal means difficult. You have to undergo arousal sadhana to attain it. This is, they simply want to avoid surrender. Okay, if some difficulties in management and this, that, misunderstanding devotees, go to another temple. But how can you go home? How can you go home back to materialistic society? Particularly if parents are not devotees. How can you leave association of devotees? Okay, you don't like temple commander here. Go to another temple. Prabhupada built house in which all world can live. But change the room. No, there are many rooms in the house. Go from one room to another room, Baba. You don't have to stay in this temple the rest of life. Fine. You don't like it? Okay. Fine, change it. But how you can give up bhakti? How could you give up serving, chanting, reading, satsanga, Bhagavatam classes, book distribution, kirtans, prasadam, feasts? How could you give up that one? That's Maya simply, no? You have to practice sadhana also. By deceitful practice you may make a show, tears, trembling, horripilation and fainting at the time of kirtan or hearing spiritual discourses. Yet your real business is simply to accumulate wealth, woman and prestige, when you have not even a trace of attachment for pure sadhana bhakti, which is essential for the acquisition of prema. How you will obtain such pure Bhagavad prema? No? They may say, we ask, another ashram was there, and they are chanting Hare Krishna. Okay. So, I asked, so the president is not coming for Mangalarati? No need. He's at that level. He's at that level, there is no need. But point is, even if he's at that level, he will still come Mangalarati to teach others. Yadyada acharate shreshtas, tata deve terujuna, sayat pramanam kurute, lokastadanu artate. None that, you know. Then he came, one day he came, and he was singing. And how he sing? I'll tell you. Samsara dava dalalida loka Radhe Tranaya Garunya Gana Ganatvam Radhe Prabhtasya Kal. Then I thought, better he didn't come for Mangalarati. I've seen this, my own life. He was temple president in ISKCON, accused of accumulating money. I'm leaving ISKCON. Now he made his own ashram in Vrindavan, and this is how he leads people. This is Mangalarati he sings. Mahabhagavat. Bogus, cheaters. Okay, you will have to first give up 10 offenses against the holy name and chant Harinam continuously. You should hear Harikatha in association pure Vaishnavas. Then, by the mercy of Nama Prabhu, unalloyed prema will rise automatically in your heart. So this is the thing. You may say whatever you want to say, but now you left ISKCON, now no satsanga for you. No satsanga. You have not performed bhajan in regulated manner. You have not performed sankirtan in association of devotees. You have not withdrawn your mind from sense objects and engaged it in remembering the Lord in secluded place. And then he gives example. Without first climbing the tree, you attempt to pluck the fruit. How is it possible? Mangoes are on the tree and from down you are trying. No? Without doing sadhana bhakti and having satsanga, you are trying to achieve Krishna prema. Without climbing on the tree, you are doing like this. Useless. Won't happen. The most sacred and pure Krishna prema is extremely rare. By misleading others, you will simply cheat yourself. First make yourself fit by performing sadhana. Then prema will become easily accessible to you. So this is Prabhuji's, who doesn't come for Mangala Arati, who does not chant his 16 rounds, who does not attend Bhagavatam class. He is not any kind of leader to us. He is not leader. This is, forget this thing. He is advanced and he is not advanced, Simply, maybe he is advanced, maybe. There are different problems, health issues, this, that could be excused. But simply big topics. Fellow comes 7 o'clock and then he just comes and gives the class. No Mangalarti. How much you will listen to this? Where is his purity, his force? Where is his Shakti to tell anything to us? No service done, no sadhana followed. No? Yesterday, before yesterday, we caught devotee there, came on meeting of the leaders, he had no japamala. We have to wait for 1 hour, Prabhu. What we'll do? I said, nothing, we'll chant. We, 2 of us, we pull up japamala. He said, wait for a second. He went to shop and purchased japamala. I said, what happened? No, traveling was lost. 3 days he is in the temple. 3rd day he purchased japamala. And he, of course, he was not allowed on meeting, that is a different issue. But he has aspiration to become temple president. He is not president, but he was very much eager to attend the meeting and to be recognized, He just purchased japamala. Good, he started sadhana bhakti. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. 3 days ago happened.
Yeah, chanting, I have to start now.
Yeah, he said, I have to start now. I'm not chanting, he told, honestly, that I'm not chanting, I have to start now. Okay. So I took it. Today he didn't chant his song, this is how I took it. Conclusion, thus one should give up the 6 kinds of faults, atyahara, parayasa, prajalpa, niyamagraha, janasanga and lolya, and engage in pure sadhana bhakti. If one fails to do so, then the power to understand that Krishna bhakti bestows the highest good for all living entities will be lost, and one will be forever deviated from the path of bhakti. So these 6 things we have to follow. There is no way for us. Okay, here we go to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Pīyūṣa-varṣiṇī-vṛtti. Here, he says like this. Atyahara, Parayasa, Prajalpa, Niyamagraha, Janasanga and Lola are 6 faults that are directly opposed to bhakti. Look how he clearly says. Prabhupada translates, spoils the bhakti. He is using what directly opposes the bhakti. Atyahara, excessive enjoyment of sense objects to any one of the senses. Now this is interesting, it's not just about eating, any of the senses engage. And the endeavor to accumulate in excess one's requirements. Devotees who have renounced household life are forbidden to accumulate material goods. Okay, now this is the warning for brahmacharis, for sannyasis and vanaprasthas. Now you are renounced. Now there is no question accumulating things around. My table, my chair, my phone, my tablet, my this, my that, my room. Then I'm brahmachari, but I have one flat in the city. You have flat in the city. Give it flat to the temple. Immediately you should give it up. No? How can you have flat? The private properties. This is not accepted, So accumulating, material goods. This is not for the renouncers. Grihastha Vaishya must acquire goods sufficient for their maintenance. But they accumulate beyond their needs. It is known as atyahara. Those who are eager to perform bhajan should not accumulate worldly goods like materialistic sense enjoyers. No? So this is obvious the reason, because mind will be polluted. Even money, brahmacharis, why should they keep money with them? No, but this is my money, my mother given me. Okay, your mother given you money. So what this money does to you? No, this is for safety. Okay, maybe, perhaps for safety. Now, what is that? You come in ashram and you serve. And we have a rule. You join ashram, first 1 year we are not taking you to any yatra. That is the rule. First 1 year you serve, you wash pots, you clean ashram, you go live in the kitchen, then you go in book distribution. But no yatra will be taken first year student. First you serve, prove yourself, then we will take you yatra next. But Prabhuji, I have my own money. You see? He thinks it's about money that we are not taking you to yatra. So then he said, but I have my own money, I purchase my own ticket. So you see, we cannot educate you. In ashram you cannot get training because you have your money. Then when you have your money, when we push you a little bit, come on, serve more. Prabhuji, a little pressure on me. Good, pressure is good. Serve more. Then he thinks, anyway I have money, I'll go somewhere else. Or I have money, I'll start somewhere else. Or I'll go and buy my own things. Then instead of eating together with the others, he'll buy his own things. He'll purchase his own things. Correct? Then temple rule is, no cell phones unless needed for your service. But I have my own money, Prabhu. You see how this money ruins your brahmacharya life. It ruins you. Come to temple, give everything.
You said when you joined, in Croatia, whatever money you had.
No, everybody given. Everybody given. That was the rule. Everything, not everything. We had some tape recorder and this and that, and everything was given. Whoever joins, everybody had same. I seen devotee who went to collect for one project. He collected $18,000. That is back to 97. It was big money. $18,000 was a few lakhs that time, maybe 5-6 lakhs that time. Big money. 97 was big money. He given to Guru Maharaj, offer pranam, and Maharaj said, okay, great, good job, done. You can go now. And he's still sitting. And Maharaj, go, you can go now. Maharaj, one thing, can you give me 200 rupees for train ticket? He didn't keep any money for himself. He went collecting, This was the mode, this was the system. Maharaj, oh, you don't have anything? No, Maharaj, just 200 to come to temple, then I will manage, we'll give you back after. Okay, then Maharaj was happy. Okay, yes, take 200 rupees and he could return to his temple. So that was the mood. That was the mood. Another, anyway, okay. Niyamagraha has two meanings. One, who has obtained a progressively higher qualification but remain overzealous to adhere to the rules pertaining to lower qualification. It is known as Niyamagraha. What is this? Anybody can explain? Prabhuji, I'm giving class. I'm not going to sweep the floor, no? Correct. But not like this in bhakti. Every Krishna, there is no higher, lower service. Correct? Now I'm overqualified, but I will not do these small things. Yes, for new bhaktas, let them do. Washing pots. You wash pots. And that's not the attitude of the devotee. If it's needed. What Prabhupada did? Prabhupada cooked, cut sabji, cooked and washed pots. And clean after all of them. And they say, thank you Swamiji, nice prasadam, we'll come again. Oh yeah, you come again, welcome. Then one day, so many pots left, one boy saw that maybe He just started washing pots, and Prabhupada can say, "Thank you very much." Then he realized, "Oh, maybe we should do this." But took them time. It didn't happen first time, No? And what Prabhupada said, "I'm Brahmana, sannyasi, I cannot wash pots." He was not like that. Correct? Whatever was needed. There was that temple president who tested one devotee. One devotee was Brahminical qualities he was showing. He was reading, he was chanting, he was into lectures, and also sattvic behavior, and you could say Brahmana. We would say Brahmana. All right. So temple president called him one day. Say, "Prabhuji, so much garbage pile left after the festival, So can you please help us cleaning? Nobody is there. If you can throw all this garbage outside, to the container, dustbin." So this devotee looked for a moment. "Yes, sure, Prabhu, I'll do it." And temple president started laughing. Okay, you don't have to do it. You're so skinny, what you will do? You're not doing any work. I was just testing, are you Vaishnava or Brahmana? Because Brahmana, why me? Somebody else can do that. No? But he said, okay. He was thinking, I'm a little skinny, but anyway, I will start, somebody will come and help, But he passed the test. This is Vaishnava. No, but this is a trap. This is a trap that you think, I'm so qualified, why should I do this, Why should I have to follow this? And they sometimes bewilders you, even for this Mangalarati, attending Guru Puja, attending the programs, attending the lecture. Why you didn't come for lecture? No, I'm going for collection. Look at our collector. Overqualified. No need to hear the lecture. Collection, very important. No, he asked me permission, I didn't say. Okay, so failure to observe rules that nourish bhakti, or in other words, absence of firm faith, is known as niyamagraha. Now, this is one that I really gave me good insight to this one. The absence of firm faith in the rules of bhakti. This is niyamagraha. This is because then you will not follow it, and it's not important. Guru Puja, not so important. Mangalarti I come, but Guru Puja I don't come. Why? Guru Puja is not important. Prabhupada, founder Acharya, who given us all this, you don't want to offer pranam. 3 sandhyas, 3 times a day pranam minimum, How is not, without Guru Puja of Prabhupada, you're not going to get any bhakti, you're not going to get any knowledge from Prabhupada's books. You will not, Prabhupada will not be revealed to you, Krishna will not revealed. Pranam to Prabhupada. How is it possible? That's not possible. So this is very nice one, no? Firm faith. Firm faith. Lolya means both unsteadiness and greediness. Look at this one, unsteadiness, In the first sense, it refers to flicklessness of the mind, to accept many different kinds of false doctrines of uncertain conclusions. Okay, that means being attracted with some material benefits, or being attracted with some welfare work, or speculation, impersonal speculation. In the second sense, it refers to attachment to worthless material sense enjoyment, or simply like this. Prajalpa, one indulges in criticizing sadhus, and by lolya, one awakens a taste for many different temporary uncertain conclusions. This is the difference between prajalpa and lolyam. Lolyam means that greediness means unnecessary desire to talk some other philosophies than Krishna consciousness, for example. And prajalpa can lead and leads to criticizing sadhus. There's a big difference. Both of these lead to nama aparad, and this is why they should be avoided. Therefore, one should very carefully give them up. And Rādhā-ramaṇa Goswāmī Upadesa-prakasika tika, in the beginning stage of practice of bhakti, the material proclivity is prominent in the heart of sadhakas. Anybody recognize oneself? I do. In the marriage you have to say, I do. Please, I do. Baba all Paramahansa sitting there. Here, for us, in the beginning stage of practice of bhakti, the material proclivity, the tendency to cultivate material desires is prominent in the hearts of sadhakas. Therefore, They are unable to subdue the 6 autonomic passions described in the first verse. Because we have so much material desire, it's difficult. Vacha vegam, manasakrodha vegam, jiva vegam. 1 o'clock feast. Udarapasta vegam. No? Difficult. It's difficult for us. We're not Paramahamsas. No problem. No? Okay. Then, consequently, in this condition, many tendencies that are very harmful to bhakti develop in the hearts of sadhakas. In this verse, those injurious tendencies are being described for benefit of sadhakas. You see the link from first shloka, very nicely described. Because we are new, we have hearts full of anarthas, unwanted things, difficult to follow first 6 urges. Then we engage in pranjalpa, lose mind, material desires, speculating, trying to avoid surrender, trying to introduce new philosophies, and then we come to this point, atyahara parayasascha prajalpa niyamagraha janasangascha shadbri bhakti vinashati. Then we compare our bhakti and we say, what is this? I'm chanting, I'm not progressing. But then we have to think what we are doing. The word prayas means to endeavor for worldly objects or to be engaged in activities that are opposed to bhakti. Niyamagraha. When the first meaning is applied, it refers to enthusiasm for those rules that yield inferior result, such as heavenly planets. You will go to heaven, leaving aside the endeavor for the superior attainment of service of the Lord. So that is attachment to those practices that will give material benefit. When the second meaning is applied, it refers to indifference towards those rules that nourish bhakti. So that's clear. Jana Sangha means to give up association of pure devotees and keep company for others. And then Rādhā-ramaṇa Goswāmī quotes Sangoyas Sasmita Hetur. Association for sense gratification is certainly the path of bondage. But the same type of association performed with a saintly person leads to the path of liberation, even if performed without knowledge. So satsanga is so important. You see that association, anyway we are having association. Either you have association with karmis, sangat, sanjayate kama. By association, desire will be born. If we associate with sadhus, even unknowingly. So many times we see devotees come to the city, open center somewhere, and neighbors, they become devotees quickly. You have that experience now in Bangalore, around people, slowly, somebody comes with tilak, with mala, who are they? Oh, these are our neighbors. No? Not that knowingly they came there to live and to hear from you, oh, 𝐒𝐞𝐬𝐭 Goswāmī has come, let's hear, Not like that. They know, okay, something they are doing, let's see what they are doing. They got little prasad, little kirtan, okay, and they slowly, they become devotees. No? Sangham na kuryat paramāda sujāt. One who aspires to reach the culmination of yoga and has realized himself by rendering service unto me should never associate with an attractive woman. For such a woman is declared in scriptures to be gateway to hell for the advancing devotee. So this is the warning for everyone, particularly for those who wear saffron cloth. It's difficult to resist the bewildering power of the beautiful woman, so that is warning for the sadhus. They should not be interpreted that now we become woman haters or something, or execute all beautiful women, hang them on the coconut tree. It's not like this. Prabhupada, the devotees complained to Prabhupada that, oh, so many Matajis in the ashram and brahmacharis are complaining. And Prabhupada said, then let them live in forest. So it's a very clear message that we have to control our mind. Of course, our Matajis are nice because they don't provoke. They are well in behavior, their culture, they are aristocratic, they are top class devotees, so they don't provoke. But the karmic woman you have to avoid. We have to avoid. It's a risky thing. There was a devotee who liked to distribute books in the West, and he would, somehow or other, always his customers were women. So one day temple president just mentioned, Prabhuji, you are a good book distributor, many books you are distributing, but how come all the time there are ladies on the photos? There's no any men that you every time distribute to men. And sure enough, he fall down. He found one attractive lady and she took full set of books and took him also with the set bearer. So he is in Maya. He was good book distributor. So You understand, that's not a good idea, that if this happens, you alarm. Beep, 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 watch out, we can't resist. But Bhagavan empowered the lady to bewilder the man. This is the situation in material world, and men to bewilder the lady somehow or other. So that you should think of Nana Agni Pramadanama Grita Kumbham Samafhuman, that we should remember that man is like a butter, woman is like a fire. Here, Teshva Shanteshu Mudeshu. One should not associate with a coarse fool who is bereft of the knowledge of self-realization and who is no more than a dancing dog in the hands of a woman. Not only that we don't associate with sensual women, but we don't associate with people who are bewildered by those women. Because they are full of material lust desires, and they will be only talking about that and will be infected. So this is dangerous, even more dangerous to associate with men, something like that. Lolium, the agitation of the mind for compatible objects and the unsteadiness of mind that results from associating with persons of many different opinions is known as lolium. Such unsteadiness of the minds is like unchaste woman, wandering sometimes upon the path of karma, sometimes on the path of yoga, sometimes on the path of jnana, sometimes upon the path of bhakti. By this, the predilection for bhakti is destroyed. So this also we have seen. We've seen in different aspects this slowly. We've seen, for years we were seeing one brahmachari is all over the India. One brahmachari was there. One day, 1 month you see him in Bombay, Juhu. Oh, you are here? Yeah, I'm serving here. Okay. Then after some time you see him in Vrindavan. What kind of Prabhupada? Bombay. He Vrindavan. No. Last time we saw him in Puri. Next time, so he goes around. Okay, this is all within 𝐒𝐞𝐬𝐭𝐫 still, but he is avoiding surrender. This roaming brahmachari's business is also not good thing. You have to surrender somewhere. Correct? What are you surrendering is your heart, mind and soul. What is it? Hrit, Vak, Vapur. Correct? Your heart, mind. Wherever you go, you are carrying your mind with you. So it doesn't matter really where you surrender. Mind you have to surrender. So this place or that place, anyway, same mind. You have to surrender. Vak, speech, Vapur, body. So how does it make sense going from one place to another place? Sit in one place and surrender. Anyway, you have to surrender. So, I don't understand this mystery. But it's a lack of surrender. And then there is a lower level of devotees who not just go around and they don't want to take diksha. You have people who are for 20 years, 30 years in 𝐒𝐞𝐬𝐭 not yet initiated. And then one time he is a little bit in Ayurveda, one time he is a little bit in Reiki, another time now he's teaching, now he's yoga teacher. You say, Prabhuji, read Prabhupada books. 30 years I'm reading. Then who is your guru? No, you have to find, you have to carefully, it's a lack of surrender. So all these things, So these are the instructions. Okay, here we go. This is the commentary on the second shloka over. So I will stop here. Is there any questions, any comments, anything to discuss? We wanted a little earlier to finish today, that because of the festival, to start with Advaita Acharya's opinions. Yes, Prabhuji.
What is the name of that song
I don't know, we have to find. It's addressed to my dear mind. What is the name of song, Kalyana Kalpataru?
We have to look in.
We have to look, because sometimes Bhaktivinoda Thakurs, they have no name, they have these categories under Sharanagati, or they have numbers. Song 1, Song 2, Song 3. I'm not sure really, I should see. But the text by text you will understand. My dear mind. Yes, any questions, realization, comments?
Okay. So, in the service of Krishna, we have this prayas.
Prayas.
Or you can say over-endure. So often there is we get this question, we have service for the Lord and there is over-endure. Where do you strike a balance between sadhana and seva?
That's not over-endeavor. That doesn't come under over-endeavor. Well, so far we didn't hear that explanation in this purpose by any Acharya that you see, this is different thing. How to balance service from the reading and chanting sadhana. That is a problem in ISKCON, and because of our passionate nature, we may say, or over-enthusiastic to spread the movement, we are neglecting this important part of chanting peacefully, reading daily. This is a big issue in the movement. And there was emergency when we had to expand and preach, and this that. But I think Prabhupada mentioned already 70-something, 70s, he mentioned that boil the milk. Now stop bringing new people, boil the milk. Work on qualities of devotees, so focus on reading and chanting. So devotees, they have to do that balance. You know how much we are affected if you don't read and chant for some time. Then how you will decide for service what is to be done, what is not to be done. How you will get inspiration, how you will have motivation, how you will have batteries to run, no? So, and also how to know what to do, what not to do. Unless we know what are Prabhupada's books, what Prabhupada wanted, how we'll know how to act properly. So this is something that is nice if temple management provides regular time for reading for devotees. And temple managers they are trying to do so. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes simply Janmashtami comes. Who is reading 2 hours per day when it's 3 days before and 3 days after Janmashtami? It's very difficult. So there is some sacrifice. But this is not over endeavor in a direction that sucks our energy. It's over endeavor for Krishna. We are getting purified. But we should not neglect rounds. We should not neglect reading and chanting. So then we have to devise some strategy, some things. Like what I do personally, I'm trying to counteract when we travel. I read extra time in train, or we go, like now we went last week for 5 days just exclusively for reading and chanting. What to do? I asked Guru Maharaj what to do with that. He say, yes. He say 1 week in a month you can go out for reading and chanting. People join temple thinking we'll read and chant, and I think this is the worst place for reading and chanting. If you are a manager, if you are having this service or managing, excuse me, Prabhuji, sorry for disturbance. But you are disturbing, actually. Sorry for disturbance. There is a time when we have meeting, there is time we have service, but there is time for reading. 4 to 6, don't knock on the door. Sorry, Prabhuji, I know you are reading, but what? But I cannot read. Your song is sweet, you are polite, but the purpose is lost. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. No? So we should have respect for each other. Morning time, 6 o'clock. Why you have to tell me 6 o'clock, then program will start at 11 o'clock? You could tell me 9 o'clock, that program will start at 11 o'clock. No? Means why you have to 6 o'clock disturb with some news which you can tell me later? Let me change my rounds. Respect for each other. We should have respect for each other. And if we have different services. Pujari, they cannot chant in the morning. They have to chant afternoon. Now because you finish your rounds, you think you can just talk to Pujari. But he has to finish his rounds. Have respect. You must respect. You must give people time. No? That's why we are trying together read, so all are peaceful. If some party is chanting around or doing something else while you are reading, you can't read also. So respect should be there. Oh, I read in the morning. Now I practice Mridanga. Tiki tiki ta, tiki tiki ta, ta, tera kera tera, boom, boom, boom. And 7 of us are trying to read. How is it possible? So some common sense must be also there, But I tell you, in ISKCON nobody will give you time for reading. I'm looking 25 years with the candle. Where is the time for reading, Still, maybe I should shift a microscope or something, telescope, something, You have to manage your own time. You have to fight for your right. Nobody will give you. Even the best among temple presidents will not give you time for reading. They will give you, but the society is like this, gunas are like this, modes are like this. I don't know what is it, but somehow or other, always something comes. So you have to fight, you have to make it up, you have to struggle. And then when you get a little time, you will focus, you will read like a mad. I'll expose Chittari Prabhu who In 4 days read 3 big books. 2 Brihad Bhagavatamritas, 1 Chaitanya Charitamrita. In 4 days he read 3 big books and making notes also. That was 12 hours of reading, and he was falling to sleep. His eyes were closing. Then he stood up and walked and read. He didn't want to, stop reading. So I'm so inspired, by him. No, it's amazing. So why? Because he's not getting regular time, maybe how much needed. Little bit of time we get, but to put mind into studying needs some peace. So we have 50 people here living in Brahmacharya ashram, So then reading time starts, and then buckets goes, ding, dong, dong. Prabhu, where is my gamcha? You have to put tilak. Where is it? You have tilak. Speak silent. I speak silently. Then they go in front of the window, and then they talk in front of the window, Our fellow comes, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. And he thinks nobody is there. So, Hare Krishna, it's so peaceful ashram. So he says, now I'll chant nicely. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We are trying to read. So it's a difficult time. And they are emergency also. You can't neglect. You can't just neglect everyone, You can't neglect people. You can't neglect people who are coming, you're preaching to. Puja cannot stop. Cooking cannot stop. Correct? Preaching cannot stop. Construction cannot stop. Look at Stavapriya. Look where he is sitting. I ask him, why you are not sitting here? No, anytime I may go for construction, come back. He's, one ear is here, one ear is there. Difficult. What about their reading? Correct? You have cows there. You have to feed the cows. Dear bulls, please wait. I'm reading now. Moo! They'll hit you. Give the food. You can't wait. You have children. Mother will say, oh baby, please don't cry. I'm reading now. I'll feed you later. It doesn't work like this. It's a sacrifice. Ask Matajis who just delivered how much they can read. Can they finish their rounds? Unless family is there to back up, they cannot. It's so difficult. And then you have 2 kids, 3 kids. So everyone is fighting. It's difficult. I asked Guru Maharaj, how did you manage? He said that it was difficult to hear Prabhupada's lectures. Maharaj said he heard all Prabhupada's lectures. I said, how is possible? You were temple president that time in Dhaka, Bangladesh. How did you hear all Prabhupada's lectures? He said, he locked in the room, put earplugs, put earphones, and whatever, that particular timing, whatever was on the door, he didn't open. So he said, of course, that time there were not so many activities, like they were going out, they were sacrificing their life, but it was not so many activities, but not so many devotees in the temple, there were a little less than now. But you have to, what is the idea? You have to push your way through. You have to get time for hearing Prabhupada's lecture. You have to, and somehow or other, we always meet on Prasadam Hall. This is amazing, Nobody is missing this one. Reading we miss, chanting we miss, but Prasadam Hall, see you there. That we will never miss. Somehow or other we find time for that one. Prabhupada, when they ask him, Prabhupada, I have so much service, no time for chanting. Cut sleeping and eating. Reduce your sleeping. That was first instruction. So Prabhupada insisted, and he had Shakti, he was sleeping 2 hours. So he could say, cut your sleeping. So it's a struggle, Prabhupada. I don't know what to tell you. I am struggling. How can I tell you? We like to read, not that we don't like to read, but we have to read also. This is not possible. You're not going to last without it. Very rare are those who can just serve all life without reading and hearing. Not possible. Okay, any other comments, questions? What was it?
So we were, there is the first one that says that we should not collect more. One should not collect more than this.
Right. Does not refer to temple construction.
Collect anything, not only funds, anything. So you also spoke about, I have 1 ton of
Speak
rice.
in mic.
1 ton of rice in my house.
Right.
So isn't that also collecting more than this?
No. The idea was like this, that I grow rice and then exchange rice for other things. I don't grow dal, so I give 2 bags of rice for the dal. Village system was like this, that everybody has his duty. Somebody take care of cows. He may not be growing something. He's just daily taking all village cows. I just heard from Rupeshwar Prabhu a few days ago, this old system. Means we knew about that, but details like this he given. He said that in the village everybody has some function, something to do. The potters, pot makers, they will not grow rice. But I will get pots from him, give 1 bag of rice to him, for his family. Barber will come, sit 7 days in the village, shave everyone, go to next village. From village, those who have, they will give whatever they could give. Rupeshwar said, his father will give 1 bag of rice to the barber. I said, well, how much rice he will collect in the village? He said, 30 bags, 50 bags. These are big villages there. These are, opulent villages. They have good land, good. So see what he will do. Then he will exchange for cloth, for oil, for his own house. It will be all exchanged like this. So that was the system. That was the system that it was all exchange. I will produce something, chilies. I will exchange with dal, with rice. All community was. And then you have, remember, even now you have these weekly markets, then monthly markets, then the bulls will be exchanged, cows will be brought, bullock carts will be, it was a wonderful system. So that was not over collecting. And then the tax will be paid for the king, 25% will go to king. King will give to temple also, temple will get something. Brahmanas will be maintained. So, it was not stocking too much. But was much more than what we have now in our houses, that's for sure. And then you grow rice now, you may not grow it next batch. Next batch you will put ragi, next batch you will put tur dal or sabudan or whatever, It will be, multi-crop. It's not that every time rice and then selling, and there's not cash crops. And also, according to climate, this area you can grow rice, but you cannot grow spices. So you again exchange rice for some spices. This man will grow wheat, but cannot grow rice there, maybe. So then there was village economy, and then multi-village and big market means all region will come together, and it was fun. It was amazing, and value was according to your product. It was not by these shops dictated the price. So it's different. Oil, ghee, milk, yogurt. Remember Krishna Lila, gopis are going to sell milk and butter and yogurt. They had plenty of it. They will go on market and sell it. Sell it means exchange for something else. Or even sell it later on when monetary was done. It was a big system. Give him 1 bag of rice, Baba. Okay, any other question? Yes?
Prasadam only by devotees.
Yes.
Sometimes when the devotees become to some temples, like when we see in Govinda's restaurant, there might not be devotees cooking it, so what we are supposed to do it? In case we have to take note, it's better to avoid it, or what we are supposed to do?
Well, the question is that if in some places, sometimes in some temples, devotees are not able to cook, so they get some outside cooks to cook. What are we supposed to do? Well, best thing is if we can manage that our temple's devotees cooks. That is the best. Particularly for the devotees should cook. And the only instance we know is in Hyderabad, when Prabhupada asked devotees to organize big pandal program, and asked them to distribute prasadam for masses. Devotees cooked, but they didn't know how to cook big quantities of prasadam. So when Prabhupada came and took prasadam, he said, "This is dog's food." It was cooked by devotees. Prabhupada said, "Dog's food." They didn't know how to cook big quantities, the mesa. So then Prabhupada said, if you don't know how to cook big quantities of prasadam, then you find some brahmanas. South India, that was in Hyderabad, you have so many brahmanas who know how to cook many varieties of rice. At least these are brahmanas, are people who follow some principles. They will not eat meat, they will not eat They will follow whole principles like us. So, and if you find Vaishnava, Brahmana is best. No? So for big festivals, if devotees cannot manage, they would engage a cook outside. So that was like we have this Janmashtami. Still ourselves we cannot cook for 75,000 people like last year. We engaged a cook, but we ask cooks not to touch anything. We see that everything is pure. We don't allow them to be dirty, contaminate anything, try anything. And we offer and we pray to Krishna, look, it is a situation that we cannot handle. So once we were in one city in Rathayatra and one man donated 1 lorry of halwa. Lorry of 5 tons of halwa. With shuttles they were loading, uploading, you know. So he came there and Rath came to the city, to the middle of the city, and lorry came from behind to follow the Rath, because behind the Rath prasadam will be distributed. So soon as lorry came, people start asking for prasadam and one young devotee started distributing. But everybody forgot to offer. Because lorry just came, nobody offered. And people, oh, prasad, prasad, Jagan prasad, oh, putting hands and okay, start distributing. So I went to Guru Maharaj, I was, you know, bhakta, young devotee, and I said, Maharaj, they're distributing karma. What? They're distributing karma. What karma? Halwa they are distributing. No, Maharaj, nobody offered. And he said, yeah, they are spaced out, but Jagannath is merciful. The lorry was halwa, 5 tons of halwa was brought with intention to offer to the Lord. Lord knows the intention. Maybe officially we didn't ring the bell, but He knows, and He won't allow that all these people go without His prasadam. So, Lord is more intelligent than us. Lord understood the purpose and He accepted it. As soon as He came there, Lord, perhaps eat it. So it's prasadam, even officially we didn't. Now don't practice this, this should not be misunderstood. But just show how we are spaced out. But because we are spaced out doesn't mean that people will not get benefit, that Lord is more intelligent. So what do you do when you go to temple and nothing else to eat, and then you know in Govindas are employed karmis? Well, you see, as you like. What you can do. If you are so disturbed by that, then better don't eat. If you're eating and all day you will criticize devotees and temple and management and ISKCON, then better don't eat. You know. But if you say what to do, at least they follow something because they are employed in our Govindas. They will not be smoking, they will not be eating, they will not touch, they will not contaminate. At least some rules are followed. You know. So, unfortunately, I cannot say it's okay to eat. Even yesterday we were discussing, maybe you're not there, we were discussing what? 4 ounce prasadam. Those who are paid and they chant 4 ounce but they cook. So 4 ounce prasadam. So depends how it is done. If it's done in the attitude that we are trying to do our best but we are not able to do, or we are simply easy to manage paid cooks rather than having devotees, oh this is bad. You know, so depends on attitude. So let's do like this. Let's do in our temple nicely. No? Already our congregation is enthusiastic. At least one family already approached us that, Prabhuji, let's this year we cook for Janmashtami. So I took a big breath. Okay, let me think of this one. It's a challenge. It's not easy, you know. Correct? We want to do it. We don't want to. We don't eat what we serve for Janmashtami. You know that? Hypocrisy. We are. What to do? It's a challenge. But Prabhupada say, okay, for big festivals, if you cannot manage, you know. So we are practicing. Look, we brought already 2 pots. Slowly, slowly, we are getting ready, you know. So, since you are enthusiastic, we'll give you some service in the kitchen. Prabhupada would do like that. Prabhupada, why we don't do this? Okay, great, do it. So, Rasik Shekhar Prabhu, please teach him this big pot, 3,000 people to cook at once. But your observation is good. It's not right what we are doing. We should not eat from non-devotees. So you can avoid or you can tolerate as you like. as your mind, says. Okay, I think we'll stop here. We have an important function, Śrīla Advaitacharya's appearance day, and then Abhishek Kirtan lecture and Prasadam. Śrīla Prabhupāda ki Jai. Hare Krishna.